Let's cut the crap. You think the interaction went cold because you didn't have a witty comeback, or because your joke fell flat? You might be missing the bigger picture. The dynamic was set before you even opened your mouth. You signaled your status the moment you walked into the room. See, a lot of guys think they can talk their way into attraction. They think if they memorize the right lines, or have the perfect script, they can project confidence. But here's the reality. The body doesn't know how to lie. You can fake a tone of voice, but you cannot fake your nervous system. You cannot fake the micro sweat on your palms, the tightness in your jaw, or the way your leg bounces under the table while your mouth is saying, "I'm confident." Your body is screaming, "I am anxious, I am seeking validation." And here is the key. People feel that anxiety. They pick up on it instantly. Now, before we go further, let me be clear. This isn't about manipulation. This isn't about tricking anyone. And it always has to stay respectful consent, boundaries, and self-control. This is about regulating your own nervous system, so you can show up as a grounded man who is actually in control of himself. Because when you stop the leakage, you don't just look better, you feel better. Welcome to Relational Mastery. You have to understand how human intuition works. Evolution wired us with a survival kit that is millions of years old. Back in our primal days, gouging who was safe and who was unstable was a matter of life and death. So, we all have a radar, a signal detector. When you're nervous, when you're trying too hard to impress, your brain pumps out cortisol, the stress hormone. And when you're swimming in cortisol, you leak. Think about high-stakes poker. The amateur is sweating. He checks his cards constantly. He fidgets with his chips. He is leaking information. The pro? He is a statue. He is grounded. You can't read his hand because he has mastered his internal state. In behavioral science, this is the difference between anxious energy and grounded energy. Anxious energy twitches. It scans. It seeks reassurance. It's ready to bolt. Grounded energy sits still. It breathes deep. It occupies space without apology. When you walk up to someone and you're fidgeting, scratching your neck, and looking at the floor, you are signaling that you are not grounded. You are signaling instability. And in the world of dating, instability kills attraction. So, are you projecting stability or anxiety? Most men are projecting anxiety without even knowing it, because they are committing 3 common nonverbal mistakes. I call this first signal the leaning tower. Next time you're in a social setting, observe the room. Watch the guys who are struggling to keep a conversation going. The music might be loud, sure, but look at their posture. They lean in. They stick their neck out. They encroach on her personal space, practically shouting to be heard. They tell themselves, "I'm just trying to connect." But subconsciously, this signals chasing. You are physically trying to bridge the gap, because you feel that if you don't, the interaction will fade. You are overcompensating. You look like a salesman trying to force a deal before the customer walks away. And the reaction? It's physics. You push. She pulls away to reclaim her space. You are signaling scarcity. You're acting like this interaction is a rare resource you have to grab before it disappears. Here's the rule of high-status body language. Composure doesn't lean. A man with options sits back. He is comfortable. He speaks clearly, but he doesn't chase physically. When you lean back, you create space. And human nature is curious about space. People instinctively lean in to close that gap. Stop acting like you need something from her. Sit back. Own your gravity. Let the interaction come to you. But posture is just the framework. The second mistake is much more subtle, and it reveals your internal chaos. I call this the twitch. Check your hands when you are under pressure. Are you picking at your fingernails? Playing with your watch? Peeling the label off your drink? Rubbing the back of your neck? You might think these are just habits. In behavioral psychology, these are called pacifying behaviors. Think of it like a pressure valve. You are trying to act cool, but inside, the nervous energy is building up. Those little movements, That's the steam hissing out. When we feel unsafe or scrutinized, we touch our face or neck to soothe our nervous system. It's a primal instinct to protect vulnerable areas. But here is the problem. It creates noise. Every time you fidget, every time you tap your foot, you are broadcasting static. You are telling the world, I am not comfortable in my own skin right now. If you can't control your own hands, how can you be trusted to handle the complexity of a relationship? A grounded man is characterized by stillness, not rigid, frozen stillness, but a relaxed, deliberate calmness. He moves with purpose. He doesn't scratch unless he has an itch. That stillness is magnetic. It communicates safety. It says, I can handle this. This is the final giveaway, the scanning eyes. You walk into a venue. Your eyes dart left, dart right. You check the exit. You check your phone when it hasn't vibrated. You scanning. Why? Because you're looking for social cues. You are looking for validation that you belong there. And in a conversation, it breaks the connection. You look her in the eye for 2 seconds, then you break contact. You look down. You look away. You can't hold the tension. The weight of direct eye contact feels too heavy. So you fold. When you look away first out of nervousness, you are subcommunicating submission. You are putting the other person on a pedestal. And healthy relationships aren't built on pedestals. They are built on equality. You need to develop focus. Relaxed, steady eye contact. Soft, but anchored. When someone looks at you, don't flinch. Hold it. Let the silence hang there for a moment. Most people are terrified of that tension. They try to break it with a nervous laugh. Don't. Be comfortable in the silence. That tension isn't bad. It's actually where chemistry is built. So, how do we fix this? You can't just try to sit still. If your internal state is chaotic, the truth will leak out eventually. You have to regulate your physiology before you walk into that date, or before you make that approach. Perform the reset. First, drop your shoulders. Most of us walk around with shoulders up by our ears, a defensive posture. Drop them. Expose your neck. Signal to your brain, I am safe. Second, open the rib cage. Uncross your arms. Stop holding your drink like a shield in front of your heart. Open up. It shows you have nothing to hide and nothing to fear. Third, breathe into the gut. Anxiety lives in the chest, short, shallow breaths. Force the air down, deep into your belly. Slow it down. When you breathe slow, you move slow. You project authority. Listen. When you move slow, you project authority. Listen. You have likely spent years trying to convince people to like you, trying to be the funniest, the smartest, or the most agreeable guy in the room. But if your body is signaling anxiety, none of that matters. It's time to stop the noise. When you regulate your nervous system, you don't need the perfect line. You just need to be there, present, grounded, real. If you recognized yourself in the leaning tower or the twitch, don't beat yourself up. Awareness is the first step. Drop a comment below. Which signal do you struggle with the most? Is it the posture, the fidgeting, or the eye contact? Let's discuss it. And if you want to understand the dynamics of dating beyond just body language, how to navigate the tests and challenges that come next, make sure you hit subscribe. You've mastered the body. Next, we sharpen the mind. This is Relational Mastery. See you in the next one.